How about the Broncos? Let's get into some of these takeaways from Week 7 before we bring in Chris Sims, who's going to give his opinions, maybe answer some of my questions. Ham, I got to hang out with the Broncos' wives. You know, Izzy is pregnant. They revealed, and I'm just picturing these awesome walking into what is they're strapping in for a roller coaster week in, week out with this team. Like, can we give them a nice win for 4 quarters? And I'm sure, and Coach Payton did say, Coach Payton did say that it's not going to be, I think he said it's not going to be pleasant today. We won, we got up. It's not going to be a pleasant time at the old facility that they have out there in beautiful Denver, Colorado. They get the win. Could we just, like, make it so that I don't lose, like my blood pressure isn't up, that I'm not, like, calling a doctor for some, like, extra NAD this morning? Like, I don't need peptides after watching this game if I'm, like, rooting for the Broncos. And I like both of these teams, and I got skewered for saying I feel for Jaxson Dart after this loss and with everything going on with their kicker in that game. But this on the Broncos side, I just wanted your face. Sorry, Hamilton, you don't have to chime in here. I'm sorry, I love you. Broncos, one of the best comebacks I've ever witnessed, right? Broncos lore, I've not been a fan my whole life. You guys tell me about these Broncos games and what has happened in the past, maybe in the Manning years, Elway, whatever. This game was so crazy. They have to figure it out, though, over 3 quarters with this offense. I don't know what's happening. I believe, I have faith that they'll figure it out, because this is not, it works fine. Cute, Giants, whatever, that kick. It's not going to happen against the Chiefs. Even Sean Payton against Patrick, and he's got that figured out and always has. He's a little bit of his kryptonite. I don't like it. I don't like it against the Bills. I don't like it against the class of the AFC. It was like they were sleeping 75% of the game. And that's mean to say, because they're so great, and I expect a lot from them. And we'll get to that in a moment. I have to say, I don't know how many quarterbacks that I'm taking over Bo Nix right now as far as who I want with the ball in their hands in the 4th quarter. Baker Mayfield, your name comes to mind. But Bo, let's just watch this. 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. 4 touchdowns in the final frame alone. He was surprised. He was like, I don't know how we put up 30 points in the 4th quarter. Yeah, could you do it over the first 3? Since they started tracking 4th quarter splits, he is crushing it, okay? And it's not like it's an isolated incident just yesterday. He led the game-winning drive in London a week ago. He led Denver to 18 straight 4th quarter points to beat the Eagles the week before that. There is something that comes alive in these clutch situations. Play calling as well. No matter how rough things have been. That was such a great grab. Oh, my gosh. Am I allowed to say? I'm not allowed to ask Broncos fans, is this giving Elway? Is this Elway-esque? Giants fans might hate me for saying this as we're on the brunt of the end of this. Is this giving young Eli? Okay, just think about it. His passer rating jumps nearly 25 points in the 4th quarter. Nearly half of his touchdowns have come in the final frame this year. Nearly half of the Broncos' points do too, as you can see in the last row. This all begs the question, why do they have to be a bottom 5 offense through 3 quarters? Chris Sims has to answer that question. I hope he knows that. I'm not arguing at 5-2, though. A team that can consistently, hopefully, get it together on offense, and they've got that defense that can take them really far. And by the way, the win does move them into the AFC West. It moves them to the head of the class here. Chargers lose to the Colts in a wild fashion. Chiefs are coming, though. KC, woof, favorites at -125. What are we looking at here? Broncos are at the, Hammy, what is this? Broncos are at the top? Chiefs aren't favored to win the division?
So the Chiefs are still favored to win the division at -125, even though the Broncos are in first place right now.
Okay, love that. Broncos in first place at 5-2. Love that. Chiefs 3rd in the standings. This is why Patrick is the MVP fave. I don't even know. Baker could have the best game ever tonight against a great team, and still Patrick will probably lead the MVP vibes, projection-wise, on FanDuel Sportsbook. I'll be excited to see that.